Jen Splangard. I'm Brant's girlfriend. Brant runs the Captain Wohlt Inn in Herman, Missouri. He's been the general manager for about a year. His parents have run the inn for over 10 years, and his mom has been doing it by herself since 2009. And it's really been in the last year that Brant has stepped in and taken over and really taken the Captain Wohlt Inn to the next level. I really got involved with this through him. I mean, he started spending more time there, and then so did I. I started everything from cooking breakfast to cleaning rooms, to helping out with the finances, to doing just whatever I could to help out. I mean, it's a huge, huge job, and, just trying to fit in wherever I could. I currently work as an engineer at Boeing, and that, full-time takes up a lot of my job, and I'm very active in that. I mentor a first robotics team outside of work, so that also takes up a lot of my time. So we are on the go, going different directions all the time. Brant and I met almost 10 years ago now, when we were both into pro wrestling, and he was in it a lot longer than I was, and I was already working as an engineer, stumbled into it in a weird way. But I loved it. I mean, it was challenging, it was fun, it was exciting. I got to be somebody else for a little while. I wrestled under the name of Christy Summers, and I wrestled for Harley Race mostly. I was his ladies champion for a couple years through WLW, World League Wrestling. Went on to WWE one time, and they slated me to play Barbara Walters when Barbara, Wawa, and Rosie had that feud going. But Vince McMahon didn't end up picking me to play Barbara Walters after I was all full up in makeup. They just decided to cut Barbara from the skit, so that could have been my moment of fame on WWE. But that's where we met, so it's kind of an interesting dynamic that each of us have an odd pro wrestling background and can communicate and talk about it and work out that way together. Things that make the Captain Wohlt Inn unique I think the number one thing would be that Brant's so young. Most B&B owners are, they think of it as a retirement thing. They're going to retire, go open a B&B and just relax. And then they don't realize how much work it really is. And then they either fail or they work their way through their retirement. But Brant's really young, and he brings a fresh new perspective and energy to that business. I mean, he is constantly thinking about how to market, how to sell, how to increase revenue, and how to make changes at the Captain Wohlt Inn. I mean, for the last 10 years, they've been getting by, but they haven't really been investing and looking toward the future, and I think that's what sets them apart. I mean, he's looking at this as a business and not just a place to live and a place to retire. So I think that really sets him apart from every other place there. The roles I've played at the inn have really been just wherever I can fit in. I mean, I think from here going forward, we've talked about moving the finances here to the home office so that I can do them in my off time and on the weekends and just kind of put them on a laptop and be mobile. But to try to relieve his mom of any other pressures and extra work she has to do, so we really have a handle on what's going on with the inflows and outflows of the inn. Let's see, I would describe myself as always looking for a new challenge and a new opportunity. I mean, my whole life I've been, I'm an engineer by trade, but I've always been trying to be something different, whether it be a pro wrestler or a professional bodybuilder, which I didn't make it to the pro level, but I was really aspiring to that. I competed at the national level. It's always been something that I just dive into, and I think I have to be the best at it. So I would describe myself as constantly pursuing new challenges and just trying to see where I can push myself physically and mentally as well. The most unique thing about Brant and I as a couple is really that we genuinely enjoy each other. I feel so lucky that, I look forward to seeing him every day. Just the other day we drove to Washington together, and I was just excited to spend time in the car with him. And I don't hesitate to communicate that to him, and he doesn't to me. I think that's pretty unique, and we just enjoy each other, and we can just be ourselves and be with each other. You know, I would describe the guests at the Captain Wohlt Inn as it's a huge range. I mean, really anything from senior citizens, the retiree, to the young partiers who come to Herman to do the wine festivals. I mean, we have a huge range. And it really varies kind of what time of year it is and what's going on in town with, you know, the type of guests that you get. I know this year Brandt's really focused on trying to get weekday guests, which is going to be interesting to see what kind of person that brings to the inn too. Is it the businessman or the retirees who have some flexibility, or some people with a lot of money who can take off work whenever they want? We're working on how to reach out to those people and get them to the inn. And you know, everybody's friendly. They come there for the B&B experience. I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting in breakfast and hear the guests talk to each other and realize, you know, that they ended up going to grade school together, or they were from the same hometown, or they knew each other's grandparents, or every time I've been into breakfast, serving breakfast,